Right. It throws you. So clenbuterol will throw you into hormonal imbalances, in my opinion. And also, it seems to have anabolic, it definitely has some sort of way of some sort of anabolic properties because as soon as I took it, my face bloated, you know, immediately, just like with Anavar or any other steroid. Now, clenbuterol is not a steroid. It's just asthma medication. One of the things that it does is it lets more. I believe it allows more oxygen into your lungs, but which you feel it for sure. You feel you feel more oxygen going into your brain. Um, so one thing. That the second thing about clenbuterol, it gives you such a energy boost, right? So that's why I stayed on clenbuterol for so long, which was like 3 months. Again, I do not recommend it. You do it, and it is not recommended to do that. I was taking, believe it's 40 milligrams a day, right? I don't believe you're supposed to do it as long as I did. Um, However, yeah. So the energy boost is quite impressive. It's like I have achieved a lot during that time. I was working a lot. I was having, yeah, you get these muscle twitches and you tense up but it makes you more social, way more social. I was networking with people like crazy, um, I was getting a lot of stuff done. Now I still needed caffeine and right. Now, unfortunately, I didn't write it down or anything, but there might have been appetite suppression, but it's irrelevant because I was getting bloated on my face and everywhere. I was getting bloated, you know. Now, yeah, I didn't really. I was just upping the dose too quick, maybe as well. However, it is not. It doesn't exactly say like clenbuterol doesn't is not supposed to be. It's not anavar, right? It's supposed to help you lose weight. So how and again, I already know it's like obvious in my head. Most of my weight problems is water, right? So anyway, yeah, and so I was like, okay, well, we're experimenting with this compound. Maybe it will wear off, right? And it did. It took 2.5, 3 months, right, for my face to be leaner, for me to be leaner. Now I can put a picture here how I looked. Not maybe a week ago, over a week ago. Now I'm off. Now and then I came off it, and guess what? I bloated again. So it's been 9 days maybe since I came off clean, and yeah, my face bloated for sure. Not crazy, I actually did half dose, and then just off, right? I'm sure you can gradually come off of it. Honestly, anything, any compound or any medication you do, and especially if you haven't tried it before, yes, gradually increase and gradually decrease the dosage. I mean, that's quite obvious. It's just the way I do things. Sometimes, I don't have time, maybe but any medication or compound, yeah, you want to gradually up it and gradually down. I mean, that's just basics. If I was going to recommend, but again, do not take my advice. I do not have a degree, or I would not be, even if I had a degree, I would not be recommending anything to you over the video. I'm just describing my experiences. So, what's next? Right, so it will bloat you. I mean, it just will, you know. just my experience. It just will do it. Your face will get bloated, and you will get bloated. But it will stimulate. It stimulated muscle growth. I feel like because you can see in that picture there's abs, you know, right? So and I have loose skin on my stomach actually from being so bloated, you know, before. Um, and when I get some muscle, it fills it up, so it's less visible. So that's how I know. And now I'm off of it, and you can tell like the six pack is not so much there. But again, it's the water retention from a hormonal imbalance or something resembling it, right? But it's just like a hormonal imbalance. What's going on? Now again, there's another thing that happens, which is when I eat, I might get water retention on my face, right? So you can see a picture. I'll put a picture here. Like this is how I looked in the picture I took yesterday, right? And now you can see, you know, it's not exactly right. It doesn't exactly look that lean, you know. So I also have a picture from before my use of all these different steroids, where I leaned out and my face, the way my face looked. I put it right here. And yeah. All right, that's it for this video. That was Clenbuterol. I have more thoughts about Clenbuterol, but this is so far what came to my mind for the moment. So stay tuned for the next one. And in the next video, I will talk about my steroid cycles that I did, and briefly go over the steroids. And then maybe if anybody wants, I will do a in-depth experience of each steroid and each compound that I tried. All right, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.